Hello students, welcome to class 9 Science. Today we are starting off with the first chapter, Matter in our surroundings. First, let's begin with some introduction for the chapter. We all live in a beautiful and wonderful world called Earth, which is a part of the universe. The moment we open our eyes every morning and look at the surroundings, we simply get amazed to see everything around us, where things vary from very little to extremely large in size. They differ in size, shape, and way they appear. We usually get this question in our minds: what exactly will make these various things we see around us? Or what are they composed of? Or what are the constituents that is responsible for creation of whatever we see around us? An answer to all these questions was given by our learned scientists. They came up with a general statement which states that anything or everything which occupies space and has mass is called matter, and anything and everything we see around us is made up of matter. Now I repeat the definition of matter. Please make a note. Anything which has mass and can occupy space is called matter. For example, the air we breathe in, the food we eat, the clothes we wear, the house where we live, the water which is more essential for living, clouds, stars, and different planets all represent matter. It's noteworthy to mention that all of the examples we've discussed till now have two things in common. That is, they occupy space or have volume, and also they have a certain definite mass. It can also be stated that, in general, heavier is an object, more will be its mass. Now, let's try to answer the question on the screen, which is based on the concept of matter. Question asked is, which of the following are matter? Chair, air, love, smell, hate, almonds, thought, cold, cool drinks, smell of a perfume. Please pause the video for a moment. Think about the answer. Later, you can resume. The answer for the above mentioned question would be chair, air, smell, almonds, cool drink, smell of a perfume, or matter. Please note that the smell, whether pleasant or foul, is due to the presence of some particles in air. It is therefore a matter. Whereas love, hate, thought, and cold are simply feelings, and they do not represent matter. So the answer is chair, air, smell, almonds, cool drinks, smell of a perfume or matter, whereas love, hate, thought, and cold do not represent matter. Now, let's continue with our topic. Since ancient times, scientists were eager to know what is the composition of matter, or what are the different constituents of matter. On the basis of researches carried on our religious books and scriptures, the Indian philosophers stated that matter is made up of five constituents, or also known as tattvas. Those five constituents named are air, earth, water, fire, and sky. Later on, the ancient Greeks excluded sky from this list, whereas the modern scientists have classified matter in two ways. One on the basis of appearance and the other on the basis of composition. The classification based on the appearance of matter is called physical classification, and the classification based on composition of matter is called chemical classification of matter. That is, the modern scientists have classified the matter in two ways: physical classification of matter and chemical classification of matter. In this chapter, we shall focus on studying the physical classification of matter, and we'll discuss its chemical classification in the next chapter, that is matter around us pure? Now, let's begin the study of physical classification of matter or physical nature of matter. Under this heading, first topic of our discussion will be matter is made up of particles, that is, particles constitute matter. If we hold a glass sheet in our hand and look at it, the sheet appears to be continuous one. Now, if it falls by chance or by our negligence, what will happen? It will immediately break into very small or tiny pieces. And what does this indicate? The fine pieces of glass indicates that the sheet is made up of particles. In fact, every matter is made up of certain particles which differ in shape, size, and nature from other type of matter. Matter is not continuous, but it is particulate in nature. That is, matter is made up of particles. And that is the topic of our discussion. Matter is made up of particles. So we've learned that matter is made up of particles. Now, to illustrate the particle nature of matter, let us consider the following activity. Take some water in a glass beaker. To this, add 1 spoonful of salt and stir with a glass rod. What will you observe? We observe that the salt will dissolve in water and there will be no change in the water level of the solution thus formed. And what does this indicate? It indicates that there are some vacant spaces among the particles of water, and these spaces among the particles of water or the vacant spaces between the particles of matter is termed as interparticle space. In this activity, the particles of salt have occupied the interparticular spaces found in water. I repeat, in the above activity, the particles of salt have occupied the interparticular spaces found in water. So now it can be stated that interparticle spaces are present in all types of matter, but their size and number can vary from one type of matter to the other.